Hey everyone, welcome to Homeschool, and we are with MCQ series for class 10 science for the students who are going to write 2021 examination. I have already covered few MCQs on some chapters. Links are provided in the description. You can go and check it out. And one more thing I want to raise in a video that, see, many of you kept on asking whether if we study these MCQs, shall we pass in an exam, or do we get the same questions in the exam? Is it enough to study this number of questions that you said? These were the questions asked by few students. See, we can't answer for such questions. You see, whatever MCQs we are doing in the video are sample MCQs. And we selected MCQs such that we have covered all the topics. Keeping one MCQ, I am explaining the entire concept. So on a concept, whatever may be the question they can ask, we can't predict that this MCQ will come and that MCQ will come. No, I am just showing you some model MCQs or sample MCQs where I am covering entire topic. Clear everyone? Say same type of questions may come. I can't say that same questions will come. No, same type of questions can come. Okay, so it's always like you have to become perfect to solve the MCQs, perfect with the entire concept. That is the only way to solve MCQs confidently. Clear? The more MCQs you practice, the more perfect you will become. Right? And very carefully, I'm selecting these MCQs so that entire concept of the chapter gets covered. So with one MCQ, whatever concept is coming in and around that question, everything I'm dealing it in a video, right? That you have to concentrate more. It's not that the same MCQs will come in the exam. No, these are sample MCQs. Same type of question may come, but not the same question. We can't say may come, may not come. Right. So it is not we people who are designing the question paper. So we can't tell this MCQ will come, that will come. No, these are just model MCQs so that you will get an idea how they can ask a question. Right. So please don't comment that way. Whether is it enough to study these MCQ? Will the questions come from these MCQs? We don't have answer for such questions. Right? Okay. So now I am with the chapter periodic classification of elements. So let us see few MCQs on this. I'm going for the first MCQ. Up to which element the law of octaves was found applicable? See, we studied the law of triads and the law of octaves, right? And the law of triads, if you can remember, the principle is important. That means, the atomic mass of middle element is the average atomic mass of first and the last element is the principle, right? So in the law of triads, if you see, we have studied three triads. The first triad includes lithium, sodium, potassium. Then the next one included calcium, strontium, barium. And next triad we studied was chlorine, bromine and iodine. Try to remember these triads. Okay. And here the atomic mass of middle element is the average of first and last, sorry. Okay, so try to remember these triads order. Okay, and next was Lewland's law of octaves. What we studied there, elements are arranged in the increasing order of their atomic number, and the properties of first element was similar to eighth element, right? And there is a great limitation for Newland, that is his periodic table is applicable only till calcium. Okay, only till calcium. That is the greatest limitation of Newland. See, with this question, keeping this question, I explained so much of concept. This is what you have to concentrate. It's not that this question only can come for the exam. No, I selected questions so that I can explain every concept of the chapter. Right? So you have to be perfect with the concept. No other go. Right? If you are not perfect with the chapter, you can't answer MCQs. That's the main thing. Right? Okay. So what is the answer for first question? up to which element the law of octaves was found applicable. It is applicable only till calcium. So what is the answer for first question? The first question answer is option B. Option B. Clear? Fine. Let me go for the second question now. The properties of Eka aluminium predicted by Mendeleev are the same as the properties of later discovered element. See, Mendeleev's periodic table. From Mendeleev's periodic table, first point you need to remember is Mendeleev's periodic law. So what does the law says? Chemical and physical properties of elements are periodic functions of their atomic masses. That means chemical and physical properties are dependent on atomic mass of element. Fine. And later we know how he arranged the elements. In that, one important point is he left certain gaps in his periodic table, thinking that in the future many more elements can be discovered and which can match with the elements present in that particular group. Okay, say for example, he placed the element in some groups, no? Here was the element and here he left a gap, and like that there are some elements and somewhere here and there he left the gaps. Okay, predicting that, thinking that in the future some elements can be discovered and their properties can be similar to these elements which are there in a same group, right? So this is the theme of Mendeleev's periodic table. Like that, he left the gaps and he mentioned some names in the gaps. Okay, so they are Eka silicon, Eka aluminium, and Eka boron. Okay, so he mentioned with these names. Clear? He left some gaps. I told no. For 3 gaps, he gave names. Okay, they are not the names of real element. Say during his time, there was discovery of 3 elements. He thought that those elements may have similar properties with silicon, aluminium and boron. Okay, so that's why the gaps he called it as Eka silicon, Eka aluminium, Eka boron. And surprisingly, Eka silicon is nothing but, you know, after silicon which one will come? After silicon you will get germanium, right? So germanium was discovered and luckily this one was having properties similar to silicon only, right? So it is germanium. Okay, for germanium he called that germanium as Eka silicon because this element was under discovery during his time. The name was not kept for this element. He predicted that this element can be similar to silicon. So he called this element which was newly discovered during his time, he called this element as Eka silicon. Okay, so what do you mean by Eka silicon? It is germanium. And Eka aluminium is nothing but gallium, okay, which comes after aluminium, right? And Eka boron is nothing but scandium. Scandium. Clear? So what is Eka silicon? Germanium. Eka aluminium? Gallium. Eka boron? Scandium. Right. So this is important to understand. So now you can select the option. Eka aluminium is nothing but which element? Eka aluminium is nothing but gallium. Okay. So where is the option mentioned? Option C. For the second question, option C is the answer. Clear? Fine. And coming to the third question. And this is the most important type of question from this chapter, I can say. Okay, so they'll give you some electronic configuration or they'll give you some atomic number and they'll ask you what is its group number and period number, right? So just read out the question. An atom of an element has the electronic configuration. Okay, I'm talking about the third question. So some element is having the electronic configuration 2, 8, 2. To which group does it belong to? Okay, there are 18 groups in our modern periodic table and 7 periods, right? So among the 18 groups, to which group does this element belong to? This is the electronic configuration of the element. So can you tell me what is the atomic number of this element? Just add these numbers. How much do you get? 2 plus 8, 10, 10 plus 2, 12. So atomic number is 12. So when you add all these numbers which is there in electronic configuration, you will get the digit 12. So what is this 12? This 12 is nothing but atomic number. So this element is having an atomic number 12. So now can you tell me to which group does it belong to? Say at least you must remember till 20 elements. Okay, so atomic number 1 to atomic number 20. And you should also remember in which group and period they will come. Okay, so some idea I'll give you. Say I'll just mention the location of first 20 elements in a periodic table. Okay, so how many groups you have? 18 groups I said, no? So these are 2 groups and here comes your 13th group. Okay, this is group number 1, this is group number 2. Group number 3 to group number 12, don't worry, they will not be asking for your level. Okay, so you can concentrate group number 1, group number 2, group number 13, group number 14, group number 15, group number 16, 17 and 18. Okay, fine. And coming to, period. I'm talking about period. Okay, so this is group number 1, group number 2. This is first period. In your first period comes 2 elements. One is hydrogen. Hydrogen has atomic number 1. Okay, and second element comes here. That is helium, atomic number 2. So this is group 18. Okay, see hydrogen is coming in the first period and also helium atomic number 2, it is coming in the first period. Okay, and coming to second period, I am talking about second period. Period means horizontal rows, isn't it? So what elements will come? See, this is atomic number 1, this is atomic number 2. Atomic number 3, lithium will come here. Okay, so after lithium, beryllium, which has got atomic number 4. And here comes boron, carbon, okay, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and neon. So atomic number of beryllium 4, atomic number of boron 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Clear? Fine. And coming to third period, I am talking about third period. So after neon, which is having atomic number 10. And here comes 11th element, which is nothing but sodium, atomic number 11. So, besides sodium comes our magnesium, atomic number 12. So, here comes our aluminium, atomic number 13. Okay, and here comes silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, here comes chlorine, here comes argon. So atomic number of silicon is 14, atomic number of phosphorus is 15, and here it is 16, and here it is 17, and here it is 18. Okay, and coming to fourth period, and here comes the element after 18, 19th element, atomic number 19 element is potassium, 19, and here comes calcium, 20. That's it. If you can remember these elements, group number and period number, this is more than enough for your 10th standard level. Okay, 99.9%. They can ask question from these elements only. Okay, they will not go beyond 20 as far as my knowledge is concerned. Clear? Okay. So now quickly, can you able to answer what is the group number for calcium? Where is calcium coming here? What is the group number? 2. Okay, this vertical columns are called groups. Horizontal rows are called period. So calcium is coming in second group and it is coming in fourth period. So this is the question asked in the model paper, isn't it? Right? So this is what you have to remember. And along with that, one more information I will give you. They can ask you number of valence electrons present in a particular element. Okay, see the number of valence electrons present in first group element is 1. I am talking about number of valence electrons. present in first group element is 1. In second group elements, 2 valence electrons. In 13th group elements, 3. 14th group elements, 4 valence electron. 15th group elements, 5 valence electrons. 16, 6. 17, 7. And 18, 8 valence electrons. Okay. See, if you can remember the group number, valence electron is easy. Right. Say first group 1 valence electron, second group 2 valence electrons, 13th group 3, 14th group 4, 15th group 5, 16th group 6, 17th group 7, 18th group 8. Okay. So this is another information you can remember if you know the periodic table. Okay. So fine. So now let us come back to this question number 3. Okay, see they gave you electronic configuration like this. Just add all the numbers, you get 12. Atomic number 12, which is the element that is having atomic number 12. You need to remember first 20 elements with atomic number. Okay, that is magnesium. Can you check magnesium comes in which group? Are they asking group number only? Yes. Magnesium. Magnesium is coming here. Which group is this? It is a second group. Can you tell me the period number for magnesium? It is third period. Magnesium is coming in third period. So magnesium's position is third period and second group. Okay. So at least if you can remember these 20 elements, you know, questions which come from this topic can be easily answered. Question has come in the model paper, so you can expect such questions even in your final examination also. So careful with this type of questions. Okay, so what is the answer here now for the third question? It's coming in a second group. So option 4 is the answer. That is option D is your answer. Clear? So now let us go for the fourth question. An element X forms a chloride with the formula XCl2. So when it is combining with chlorine, you will get a compound XCl2 type of compound, which is a solid with high melting point. This compound is a solid with high melting point. X would most likely be in a same group of the periodic table as. They are just asking X comes in which group. So let us find out what may be this X now. You see X compound XCl2, that means some clue we can get. What is the valency of X? Valency of X we got to know, it is 2. Okay. Can you tell me in the periodic table which group elements have valency 2? Okay. Say valency. These are valence electrons. Valence electrons are different, valency is different. Okay, so this is the number of valence electrons I gave you group wise. Okay, now I am giving number for valency. Okay, for the first group element valency is 1, second group element valency is 2. Okay, third group element valency is 3, 13th group elements valency is 3. For 14th group elements, valency is 4. For 15th group elements, it is 3. Remember, and here for 16th group 2, and for 17th group 1, and for 18th group 0. Okay, so this is the valency. And now, see, valency 2 we got to know. Okay, so valency 2 means, you know, it must come in group number 2 or it must come in group number 16. But they said that XCl2 compound is, it's an ionic compound with high melting point. That means this X must be metal. This X must be metal. Okay. Say here in the periodic table, the first and second group elements are metals. Okay. And even 13th group elements are also metals. Right from 14th group elements onwards, they are called as non-metals. Remember this also. Okay. So, first, second and 13th group elements are metals. So, that means our element definitely belongs to second group. Okay. Our X definitely belongs to second group. Okay. In this second group, this element is present with which element in the option? A, silicon. Do you have silicon here? No. B, magnesium. Yes, magnesium comes in a second group. That means there is some element which comes in this group, and that on reacting with chlorine, you will get this compound, this particular type of compound. Okay, so our X, see, looking at the valency formula of a compound they gave, from the formula we got to know X valency 2. So valency 2 means, and we also got to know that it is metal, so definitely it belongs to second group element. So in the option, which one is mentioned in a second group element? It is magnesium. So definitely, so what is the answer for which question? Fourth question. For fourth question, option B is the answer. Clear? So very conceptual question. Fine. And now let us go for fifth question. What is the atomic number of element of period 3 and group 17 of the periodic table? Okay. So some element is there. Okay, its atomic number you have to tell. What is the clue they gave? They said that it is coming in third period and 17th group. Okay, let us check it out. Third period, this one, third period and 17th group. So what is that element? Chlorine, isn't it? So what is the atomic number of chlorine? Chlorine, they are talking about chlorine. Chlorine's atomic number is 17. Clear? So, what is the option you will select for? Yes, option C is the answer. Option C is your answer. Right? Okay. Coming to the sixth question. Which one of the following statements is not correct about the trends in the properties of the elements of period on going from left to right? So we studied that from left to right, some properties would increase and some properties would decrease, right? And now reading the options, you have to select the option which is not correct. Okay, when you go from left to right. Coming to the first option. The oxides become more acidic. Yes, from left to right, you know what? The nature of oxides would become more acidic. Okay, from top to bottom, basic nature increases. From left to right, acidic nature increases. That we studied, right? So from left to right, when you go, acidic property will increase for oxides or whatever may be the compound. Okay, so this is a correct statement. Option B, the elements become less metallic? No, the elements will become non-metallic. You see here, first group, second group, 13th group, what I said, they are metals. But later elements you observe from 14th group onwards, they are non-metals. Is the metallic character increasing from left to right? No, non-metallic character is increasing. Okay, fine. So this is also a correct statement. Third statement, C statement. There is an increase in the number of valence electrons. Yes, you see the valence electrons when you go from left to right. First group has 1, second group has 2, 13th group has 3, 4. Valence electron number is increasing. This is also a true statement. Option D, you see. The atoms lose their electrons more easily. Okay, this is a wrong statement. As you go from left to right, non-metallic nature increases. When the element is non-metal, they do not have ability to lose electron. They have ability to gain electron. Okay, so definitely ability to lose electron decreases when you go from left to right in the periodic table. So definitely option D is the wrong statement. Okay. So for sixth question, what is the answer? Option D is the statement. And you must definitely understand the core concept to answer such questions, isn't it? Fine. Let us go for question number 7 now. The elements A, B, C belongs to groups 1, 14 and 17 respectively. So I am talking about the 7th question. you have an element A, B, C. And what is the group number for A? Group is, see, A element is there in first group, B element is there in 14th group, and C element is there in 17th group. Which two elements will form ionic compound? Always ionic compounds are formed between the metal and non-metal, right? When a metal combines with a non-metal, ionic compound is formed. Can you tell me among, see, first group, 14th group, 17th group. Among the three groups, which element is the most metallic? Definitely the first group elements. First group elements are strong metals. After that comes your second group elements. After that comes your 13th group elements. Okay, so definitely the most metallic elements belong to first group elements. So whenever a first group elements combines with the 17th group elements, the most non-metallic elements are 17th group elements. Your fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. Okay, so most metallic element when combines with most non-metallic element, then only ionic compounds are formed. So here the most metallic elements belong to first group, most non-metallic elements belong to 17th group. For example, you see in the first group, let me take sodium. For the 17th group, which element comes? Let me take Cl. So you will have ionic compound NaCl, right? So here, when A and C combine, you will get ionic compound. So where is the option mentioned here? A and C. Yes, option B. So for 7th question, option B is your answer. Clear? Okay. Let's go for 8th question. An element X. There is an element X which has got a mass number 40. Atomic mass 40. Contains 21 neutrons. Okay. And it has 21 neutrons. Clear? To which group of periodic table does it belong? So this element, mass 40, okay, neutrons 21. This particular element is placed in which group? Can you all say this? Try to find the number of electrons here. How do you find the number of electrons? Why am I finding number of electrons? Because number of electrons is equal to atomic number, no? Once you know the atomic number, you can tell that which element is coming in which group, right? So to find the atomic number, you must know number of electrons. So how do you find the number of electrons? It is mass number minus number of neutrons. That means you have to do 40 minus 21. Right? So when you do 40 minus 21, you will get 19. So 19 is the atomic number. So atomic number 19 for which element? It is for the potassium. Quickly you must remember atomic number and element symbol and name. Okay. So 19th element is potassium. It is coming in which group? It is coming in first group. If they ask period number, it is 4. But they are asking group number, no. So the answer is 1. It is coming in first group, right? So what is the answer here? Option A. Option A is the answer. So that element which has got atomic number 19 is coming in first group. Clear? Fine. Now let us go for 9th question. Which one of the following statements is not correct about the trends in the properties of elements of a group on going down the group? So when you go from top to bottom, which of the following is not correct, they are asking. Let us read the options. First option, Chemical reactivity of metals increases. Yes, this is a correct statement. As you go from top to bottom, basic nature increases. Okay, top to bottom when you go, basic nature increases. As basic nature increases, reactivity of element also increases. Or remember this way, size increases from top to bottom. Size more means chemical reactivity is also more. Size more, basic nature more, chemical reactivity more. Okay, so this way you can remember. So A option is correct one. They are asking which is not correct. A is correct. B, the metallic character of elements increases. What I said, size more, metallic character, basic nature more means metallic nature is also more. Okay, fine. Option C, the size of atom increases. Yes, size increases from top to bottom. Valence electrons increases. Does the valence electron increases from top to bottom? You take one group. As you go from hydrogen to potassium, is the valence electrons increasing? No, right? All the elements which are coming in the same group will have same number of valence electrons. All these elements have the valence electrons 1. All the elements coming in the second group have the valence electrons 2, right? So valence electrons number will never increase when you go from top to bottom. It will remain constant. It will remain same. Okay, so this is your wrong statement. So for ninth question, what is the answer? It is option D. Clear? Fine. Coming to 10th question. Which of them does not lose electron easily? Okay. Which type of elements will not lose electrons easily if they are non-metals? So which are the most non-metallic in nature? 17th group elements are the most non-metallic in nature. Okay, so now check it out. Any element in the option that belongs to 17th group? Sodium. Option A, sodium. It is the most metallic element. No. Option B, fluorine. Yes. So fluorine is the most non-metal. Non-metals do not lose electrons. So for 10th question, okay. So for 10th question, what is the answer? Option B is your answer. Coming to 11th question. On moving from left to right, size of an atom, will it increase, decrease? When you move from left to right, size will always decrease. Remember, when you move from top to bottom, size will always increase. Left to right, size will always decrease. So what is the option for 11th question? Again B. Even for 11th question, option B is your correct answer. Okay, let us go for 12th question. The number of valence electrons present in calcium is, okay, check where is calcium coming. Calcium is coming in the second group. All elements which are there in a second group will have how many valence electrons? 2. Right. So where is 2 given? In option B. So even for our 12th question, option B is the correct answer. Okay. 13th question. Much easier one. The electronic configuration of an element M is 284. Okay. So they gave you, for 13th question I am talking about, 284. This is the electronic configuration. In modern periodic table, the element M is placed in. This is some element M, has an electronic configuration this much. To which group it is placed? They are asking its group number. Add all the numbers. How much do you get? 2 plus 8, 10. 10 plus 4, 14. That means atomic number 14. So which element has atomic number 14? Check. Atomic number 14 is for silicon, isn't it? In which group our silicon is coming? It is coming in 14th group. It is coming in 14th group, right? So what is your option? Option C. So for 13th question, option C is the answer. Clear? Fine. 14th question. What is the other name for group 18th elements? We know 18th group elements are very much special because they do not participate in any chemical reaction. They have the number of valence electrons as 8 completely stable elements. So these elements are also called with the name noble gases. Okay, so these elements which are coming in 18th group are called with the name noble gases. Noble gases. Remember, noble gases means 18th group elements. Similarly, 17th group elements are called with the name halogens. Okay, 17th group elements are called with the name halogens. And 16th group elements are called with the name chalcogens. Okay, and alkali metals are nothing but first group elements. All first group elements are called with the special name alkali metals. And you have another special name, alkaline earth metals. Alkaline earth metals means second group elements. Okay, so these are some special names for different groups. 18th group is called noble gas, 17th group elements are called halogens, 16th group elements are called chalcogens, first group elements are called alkali metals, second group elements are called alkaline earth metals. Okay, so now what is the option you will select for 14th question? Yes, for 14th question, what is the option? Option A is your answer. Option A. Isn't it? Okay. 15th question. Which of the following elements has two shells and both are completely filled? So in which type of elements you will have completely filled shells? Definitely it is 18th group elements. In all 18th group elements, you have completely filled shells, right? So now select in the option helium, neon, calcium, boron. So it is neon. Helium has only one completely filled shell, but neon has two shells and both are completely filled. So option B is the answer. So for 15th question, option B is your answer. Coming to the last question, that is 16th question. An element X belongs to third period and first group. Let us check it out. Third period and first group, they are talking about sodium with atomic number 11. Okay. What is the number of valence electrons in this? So this sodium is coming in a first group elements. So in all the first group elements, the number of valence electrons is 1. Isn't it? So what is your option? Option A is your answer. So for 16th question, option A is your answer. Right? So these are the different models of questions that they can ask on periodic classification of elements. Okay? So to answer such questions, you must definitely understand the concept. Right? So that's all about today's video. And tomorrow we will come up with a new chapter again, that is carbon and its compounds. Clear? So till then, revise the concept carefully. All the best, and do subscribe our channel to learn the concepts in a easiest way and in a detailed way. Thank you so much.